All right, so I have a new camera, and if I even tried to explain to you the hassle I went through at Best Buy, anyway, let's just say it's later in the day, I have a camera, I'm ready to go, so hopefully it records nice. I'm not even testing it out. So I had an idea. I actually had an idea 2 days ago, and finally I have a camera to show it off. So, new page, I got my new not Starbucks cup, my new coffee cup album, and my idea for this, because you know I love Starbucks. Must have Starbucks. So anyway, don't you like the thing? Anyway, so the idea I have for this is I want to kind of embed this in here with a bit of book text in the window and gesso. And do I want two? Do I want one on each side? Do I just want one? Oh, it's so hard to tell. Do I want two? I have two, you know. I could totally get another album. You know why I can? Because I made them and I have more than one. I want two windows. Anyway. Skip that. Maybe I want two windows. Who knows? One window. Now these are the big decisions. I can go that one that way. And that would be fun so that the grommets would be there. Let's do it. Let's totally do it. All right, so it's two albums, but now I can make one big fat fluffy album. Oh, anyway, moments to myself. Oh, and my other idea totally has nothing to do with this, but you know like how this comes like that, like the cup thing? So it's really cute on the other side. So when you undo the packaging and you wrap it around, it's like gray and white polka dots. So then like you make, not that way, you make a cute little, you know, binding. Anyway, okay, I digress. Let's get that on my list. So what my idea is, I want to embed these into the background. And how I'm going to do that is glue these down and gesso over them. However, that said, I want to put book text in this window. Do I want to put the book text first? Do I want to put it after? These are all like major. Oh, I could glue it down. I know what I'm doing. Maybe not. I'll put it after. I'll tear it and kind of sloppily put it after. All right, so I'm going to glue these down with my quick dry glue, and then I'll come back, and you can use fabric glue. I just like quick dry because it, you know, it dries quick. All right, so I glued those down, and I literally just gobbed as much glue as I could to keep them down. They're quite thick because they're quilted, which is cool when you want to paint on them, but gluing them down, you know, give them a little extra lift. And I'm gonna gesso over them. I know what you're thinking. What the heck is she doing today? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna gesso everything. Now my brush had a little bit of green on it, so we'll see what color this actually turns. Little yellow. And I'm basically, this is what I call embedding them into the page, where it looks like they're part of the page. Almost like they're fabrically embossed. Really, that's the thing. All right, it's dry. And if those of you who've taken my big 4.0 class, you know I kind of love UT. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the windows with ultra thick embossing enamel, which is basically really thick embossing powder. And what that will do is it will resist acrylic paint, so when I put layers of this on it. But before I do that, I want to put some book text in there. And assuredly I have some book text. I am still ripping up Omnivore on this. And I could, you know, could have put it down first, but I really wanted to get it gessoed and embedded. So I'm going to do my best to just tear it in there, and I might even just put several pieces down. Or maybe I'll just keep it like that. I don't know. How about I'm going to use gel medium for this, I think. Get in here. Like I said, my brushes are a little bit tinted yellow. I'm just going to roll with it. And I'm going to put that down here. Really sloppy. Gel medium is just clear acrylic paint, so it's not going to mess anything up. Oh, a little white. Do I want the white? I don't think I want the white. Did that go off white? Some way you can get rid of that is just get a little spray. Get some of that gesso in there. Must not have had it dry all the way. Yeah, that's not too bad. So let's do that over here. Almost put my brush in embossing powder. That would not have ended well. And get another torn bit. No, that actually looked like Australia. Takes great skill to tear a piece of paper like Australia. And Now I can kind of add in. All right. I'm going to fill the windows with UT, but there's a couple things I need to do. You could use a Versamark ink pad or a Distress ink pad, but if you have a Versamark marker that allows you to get into spaces that an ink pad obviously would not be able to get into. So I'm just going to take this and I'm making sure I cover the whole area, just basically dispersing ink so that my UT has something to adhere to. I'm going to fill that window. I mean, clearly that's a lot. But when I'm done, because I put my UT in a bowl, I can do this, and the excess will tap out. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. And then I'm going to heat it. Alright, so just to show you what I kind of did, you can see this one I layered in several layers of UT. Once it was hot, I poured some more in, heated it back up. Because it was hot, the UT stuck in it. This one only has one layer, and you can see it's a little flatter, so I'm going to build up the layers in this one, just like I did this one, just by putting lots of messy layers. And when you look at it real close, it really is cool and messy, which is good because I think it's going to resist the paint in a really splotchy way. So again, I'm just going to continue putting in my UT, and then I'll be back. All right, so I finished them both, and this one I kind of went a little crazy. It's kind of scattered all over. Just want to see if it's going to resist. I know I always like to go turquoise, but I feel turquoise on this. Just really want it. I want to wash it with turquoise, so suck it up, my cobalt teal haters. I'm going in for the real thing, and I think I might even use a little bit of gesso with it, and yeah, see what we get. So I'm just gonna, it's still wet, I haven't dried it, but I'm just gonna put a little bit of water on the edge of my rag here, and I'm just gonna wipe, and you'll see that any paint that I had on there, and if it were dry, if it's wet, it doesn't really matter. If it's wet, it's easier to get off, but you can see it even started drying before I started wiping it off. So yeah, just wipes clean away. As many times as you layer it on top, it'll always resist, at least acrylic paint. All right, so now I'm just gonna let that dry. You run the risk though, just a little forewarning, if you heat gun this before you take the paint off of those circles, you'd melt the paint into the UT because it will re-melt if you heat it. So I like to let it air dry at this point. I try not to heat gun it anymore because of that UT. And if I do heat gun it, I'm kind of very smart about how I do it. Or you can also dry it with a hair dryer on like a not hot setting, a cool setting, and then it won't melt the UT. So I'm gonna let this dry and then I'll come back. This was the end of my idea. So anything that happens here is totally random. All right, I'll be back. All right, so I have my one little stencil. I call this random dots. And I think I want it to kind of like sun out, like splay out. I was kind of debating, do I want this a permanent color or not a permanent color? I'm gonna go with Distress ink, even though it's not permanent, because I'm thinking if I put like stays on over this and it gets on there, I'm not gonna be able to remove it, and I really don't want it on the window. So, and it's messy. I'll probably turn it over easier now. Just get that way. I think I'm just gonna kind of randomly do this, but I only have, this is the new color, Peacock Feathers, and I only have it in the re-inker. I don't know why. So I'm just gonna put that on my phone, test it, kind of blend it, see if that works. I probably should have the ink pad. I have it at my store. All right, so I'm gonna just randomly kind of go through the stencil and hope that outside of that window I kind of create this sunbursty splay of dots. Oh, now that's just cool. Shut up, that's awesome. All right, I'm gonna do it again. Yay! So cool. I mean, honestly, that is flipping cool. It really doesn't take much to make me happy. So yeah, that random dots, mwah. I think now that I have that blue on there, I'm going to take some brown, we need some vintage photo, and I'm gonna just kind of catch the edges of this, and then I think I'm gonna take some charcoal and shadow around it. But yeah, I'm a little excited now. Again, I didn't know where I was going with this, but oh, yay! Yay. Oh, really, I know you can't see this on camera as well as I can see it here, but holy hell, I'm happy. Yeah. So I'm winging it here. So I'm going to take, this is the Faber-Castell Pastel, say that 3 times fast. And I'm just outlining around the cup. And then I'm going to take a water brush to it and see what that does. So here's my thought process now. What would happen if I took this stencil, because it's got the poppies on it, and you know, turquoise and red look great. And what if I put like these 2 poppies in pan pastels? Oh, let me get my pan pastel. Got my red here. By the way, my pan pastel workshop opened up today. Let's see. Let's go to a tangent. Trying to kill time till I get myself prepared. All right, so I'm going to use red, permanent red, and I'm gonna do. Ooh, what do I want to go? Maybe I'll use red here, and then here, and then maybe go a little darker. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just go in red. I think what I want to do is wash down the background a little bit. Although I only have big brushes, but we'll just see. Well, I could use a smaller brush. Maybe I'll just use this. Decisions. I've got my airbrushing paint, which is already a whitewash. I'm just shaking it up. And I'm going to put that there. And see if I can't just dull down the background a little bit. Purely just because of the color combination. I have a little yellow ochre here. And I'm just gonna, I don't know, I just kind of like that faded in look of the yellow ochre on the outside. At least I do now. Let's see if I still like it as I work around, but I kind of just like that. And I can put a little water on my finger, bleed it out a little bit, bounce it off. Try to make it look really sketchy or maybe even a little rusted. Just look at how nicely those stamps fit in my windows. And I'm thinking I'm going to have to stamp them. Of course, if I stamp one stays on, there's no going back, so they better stamp good. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna stamp. I'm gonna stamp them. Do a little test stamp. Oh yeah, they're stamping nice. Get them nice and juicy and just go for it. Just all in. All in. Follow your passion. There it is. All right, inspire and create. Gotta go all in. Test stamp, stamping nicely, and go. Yes! And it kind of looks like it's sitting on this floating glass. It's awesome. Yeah, that makes my day. These are the ones from my, oh, I don't know which one they're from. Empowered Words, maybe? I'll make sure I post which one they're from. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, what else? I gotta do something with this. What am I doing with that? Got so excited about the cups and the texture. I hope this is showing up good because it looks like it's an ugly color on my screen. It doesn't look cobalt teal, but hope it is. All right, what do I do now? What do I do? I got nothing. I could like do something in there. I could frame or not. I don't know. I'll be back. I think I decided to go back in with the pan pastel, and I'm just gonna take brown and just kind of, with the sponge, run across the edge. It's making a little bit more contrast. I think I like that. So not does the message of today's journal have anything directly to do with the cups, except for the fact that they made me so happy to use, and they're my product line, and they're an extension of who I am, and they just really, anyway, they made me extremely happy, because that's what art is, following your heart, just doing what you want to get it out of your inside, put it on something else, get a reaction. All right, so that said, I met a wonderful lady named Sue today, and she walked into my studio, and I felt immediately connected, like hugged at the end. I had to hug her. So I just want to share with you what I wrote. So it says, life is filled with small messages. Sometimes they come in the form of soft whispers. Sometimes they pass in a wash of emotion. Sometimes they are loud and in your face. What I do know for sure is that these messages are not random, that they are important and oftentimes life-changing. Today's message was brought to me by a new friend. I felt instantly we were meant to meet. We carried the same message and possibly share the same passion for inspiring others. Follow your passion is my silent whisper every day. There are no coincidences. You are right where you should be. And I just dated it. So that's kind of my message for today. Again, does it really have anything to do with coffee? No, but it doesn't have to. So I'm going to glue those in. And then I'll come back. I'm going to trim them up and glue them in. And then see what we want to do from there. Alright, so I've got that in there and I just tore it, made it really sloppy. Now I will tell you I sprayed it with fixative because if you do that, then when I go over it with something water-based like the Stress ink, it won't run. So I'm just gonna kind of just put it grungy around the outside just so it doesn't look so perfect. Because I haven't done the tag in a while. Let's see. Do I want a brown hole? Oh, that's not... Oh, come on. Really? That's like perfect. Can I put it? Oh, now I don't know if I've allowed myself tag room. That might be, maybe I don't do the tag. Maybe I don't do the tag today. I'm opting out of the tag. Look at that. Miracles do happen. All right, it's August 1st. August, where does time go? And I think I'm just gonna date it like here. Yeah, that's good. Not that it needs it, but you know, makes it easier to find on my blog. I don't know. All right, so I think I'm done. That, you know, just color palette alone, it's a happy place. So I am hoping that this recorded because, again, new camera, didn't test it, just went for it. And I'm really super happy with this. All right, so you know what? This is a good lesson for today. Appreciate something that comes into your life today. Maybe it is a voice, maybe it's an angry voice. That's okay too. Just appreciate something in your life today that maybe you wouldn't have stopped and looked at. So that's my big, deep meaning. That's about as deep as I get, folks. So that's it for today, and hopefully I see you in the studio. Bye, guys.